What is up, all you Potterheads out there? This is Apocalypse Movies, and we are here to do a spoiler discussion of Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. We have our video review up right now. Was that a spoiler review, Brian?
No.
So we have our non-spoiler review up right now on the channel. You can go check that out if you haven't seen the film. But we are warning you right now that this is a in-depth spoiler review. We're going to go crazy for about 30 minutes here and talk about this movie. I'm here with Keith Barnes and Brian Avellino. What's going on, guys?
Ready to talk about this movie.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm Jacob Bartley. Now, we were just all talking about Harry Potter movies right before this started, and to set a little bit of context here, Brian has been a huge fan for a long time now, right? The books, movies, everything.
This is my domain over you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I finally have a one-up
on the go-to for knowledge.
I finally have a one-up on the three of you, but this is my area.
And then I became a big fan about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I rewatched I watched for the first time the whole Harry Potter series, fell in love with it. Keith, you recently just watched it.
Yeah. Well, what piqued my interest?
You finished the series.
I finished the series just recently. The first Fantastic Beasts movie is what piques my interest.
Yeah, okay.
And so I decided I better dive into it then before I see that.
Exactly, yeah.
And so from then on, I've been in, man.
I did the same thing. I watched them all leading up to Fantastic Beasts. That's what I did, the first Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
And I really liked the first Fantastic Beasts. I didn't love it, though.
I love it.
I didn't love the first Fantastic Beasts. I even rewatched it recently, and it's better than I remember, but I don't love it. Like, I love most of the Harry Potter movies. But that being said, I was really looking forward to this movie.
Me too.
I can't believe how excited I was for Crimes of Grindelwald.
I know.
And it's nowhere near like a Star Wars or Marvel film for me, but I had that same feeling going into this movie.
Yeah, I was
it's probably going to get there. I need time for that. For it to mean that much to me, but it was it was an event film for me. I was so excited. Couldn't wait. As soon as it started, like I was just like giddy. So
this was my first time seeing any of them in a theater.
Really?
And, yeah, I'd never seen any of them in a theater.
Wow.
Like the first Fantastic Beasts, I rented.
I think I saw the first couple Harry Potters as a kid in the theater, and then I saw Fantastic Beasts in the theater. But anyways, Keith,
a lot of fun.
Since we did watch, we'll get Brian's thoughts in a second. He shared them on the video. But what did you think of Crimes of Grindelwald?
I really liked it. I borderline loved it. I thought it was really, really good. Look, I've seen the mixed reviews. A lot of people are calling it boring.
Jake is in that too.
Jake hates it. Jake hated it.
Jake didn't hate it. He hated the middle.
No, he hated it. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding, Jake. No, but yeah, I saw what he said. I watched you guys review, and I listen. So some of the criticism that it's been getting, I can understand. There was a point when I was watching this movie where I felt like, man, there's really nothing happening right now. Like for me, like we just talked about watching the previous ones. I literally was watching the first Fantastic Beasts right before I left to go see this one. I finished it.
I did the night before, pretty much.
I did it minutes. I watched. I finished the first one and I left the house. And so it felt to me like just watching one long extended version of. Cool. Yeah, and
I didn't watch it at all.
Yeah,
no.
I've heard a lot of people.
I blanked. I honestly forgot this movie was like Jake and I were going to see this movie. For as hyped as I was. Yeah, and I was like, oh. All right.
I'm surprised.
I guess we're gonna we're seeing Fantastic Beasts today. That's right.
Yeah. No. I was watching it. I was into it. I'm intrigued by everything that was happening, everything that's happened, everything that's coming. This movie it gave me a sense of kind of a. It's gonna sound negative. I don't mean this as negative, but it kind of made me think of Iron Man 2. In a sense that there's a lot of setup and hints and stuff that's coming.
There is.
But I felt this was more cohesive than Iron Man 2 just because...
It's better than Iron Man 2.
That movie didn't have a script for a lot of what sort of shooting. Yeah. This is better than Iron Man 2. But I just really enjoyed it. I really loved all the characters. There were some stuff I wish we got... some characters I wish we got more of.
Definitely.
And we'll get to that. But overall, I love this movie. I thought it was really good. I had a good time.
I really like it. I'm a little mixed. I think I like it a little less than you.
Okay.
But I did really enjoy it a lot. I think I pretty much like it the same amount I like the first Fantastic Beasts. Like I really like it, but I don't love it. I felt the boringness in a way. I don't want to say because I wasn't bored, but it was
there was
slow.
Nothing happening
In the middle.
Yeah.
I had that thought. I was like, okay, let's get going here.
Yeah.
What is even going on right now? Like, I think Grindelwald needed more screen time for a film with his name in the title.
Okay.
Look, he was kind of just in the background maneuvering things. He didn't really do much till the end. The end was awesome. Everything he did and said was awesome. Spectacular. But like, I wanted him to like Thanos in Infinity War, that presence. Well, the thing, I know they're making 5
I think he's starting that now.
But here's the thing, like, is any other film in this franchise, in this 5-film franchise, what they're planning, going to have the name Grindelwald in the title? Is the thing probably not?
Probably not. It, but
and I'm saying it's misleading the title in a way.
It is.
But I agree with you on that.
But the title doesn't matter necessarily.
The title.
They didn't take out the Fantastic Beasts part. Just call it Crimes of Grindelwald.
Well, the thing is,
because this movie's not about.
They need a franchise title, and the thing is,
it's the Wizarding,
the Wizarding World.
But the thing is, like, it has to be a continuation of that first movie, Fantastic Beasts, and I feel like they forced a lot of the beasts in this movie because they felt like it had that presence of the beast. Yeah. Anyway, just for me overall, I really, really liked it, and I love the Harry Potter lore and everything it dives into, and the flashbacks and some of the character development from new characters that we haven't met before. I loved that stuff. Yeah. For me, it is the parts where nothing's going on and the lack of Grindelwald in the middle of the film were my biggest negatives. Yeah. But we're going to get into some specifics right now. Brian, just overall reiterate your feelings of the movie.
I liked it a lot. I don't know if I'm ready to say that I absolutely loved it. I did really like it. I see where you guys are coming from. I think for me, I love, like, even the most, like, minute little, like, details. Like, for me, just them going back to Hogwarts was enough.
That was amazing.
Was enough to satisfy me.
That was great.
No pun intended, but it felt magical.
Yeah.
No,
it
really
did.
And hearing the music.
And people in the crowd started clapping.
Yeah, no, me too.
I felt that environment of, like, an Avengers or Star Wars movie.
Right.
So, like, for me, I didn't need the action that, like, came at the beginning of the movie and at the end of the movie. I will say there wasn't really much action, if you will, in the middle. But I personally, as someone that, like, has followed Harry Potter since the second it came out, I was fine with it because I was getting my fix through other things, like going to Hogwarts or getting kind of like Nagini's backstory, which I did. That is one of my negatives. She was highly underused, but she will be used more.
Agreed.
For the character is that?
Nagini, the snake.
The snake lady.
Okay.
For the amount of hype that she pulled up before the movie, she was in it for about...
Is she a brand new character?
No.
She's the snake.
She's Voldemort's snake.
Voldemort's snake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I didn't know that.
I do not know
I mean,
this.
I thought, like, I was like, it made me think of Voldemort's snake, but I didn't know.
Yeah. It's the same snake.
I'm
She's
not,
that's her.
like, in this world like you are, but I want to be, like...
No. So,
That's awesome.
That's why I watched all these movies right before I went in.
That changes things for me.
Yeah.
It makes me like the movie more.
Well, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
But that's what I meant about the whole setup of what's coming. There's so much because that
is definitely a highly set up movie.
The stuff with the Lestrange family, we still don't know. We kind of got a little bit of
piss off.
I might be with you on that, but that's what I meant. We know a lot of what's coming, and of course we know this is all leading up to the big battle between Grindelwald and Dumbledore.
Yeah.
But it's a slow build to get there. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So for me, I completely see where people are coming from saying that the movie was slow in the middle and didn't have much, like, action until except for the beginning and the end. But for me, even the most minute things kept me. I found myself super, like, entertained into it. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I'm watching a movie. Like, I was, like, fully indulged by everything going on. But I do see the lull of the, like, nothing really happening.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't bored at all during the movie, but I felt it though. Like, I really did, because the beginning, the opening scene is awesome, and then you're on this thrill ride, and it just slows down for a little bit, and then the ending just blows up, and it's
the middle
just
was
awesome.
a lot of setup. The middle was heavy,
and it's
setup.
The thing is, like,
or flashbacks,
and explaining
or flashbacks that
works in a lot of movies that they make that work where it slows down in the middle, but I literally felt like for a few like minutes there was literally nothing going on, even in the dialogue or whatever was on screen. Like there was nothing, no revelations, nothing being revealed, nothing pushing the story forward for a little bit. Yeah. But then it picks up, and it like the beginning and the end make up for it so much so that I end up being very satisfied.
A lot of people said that the ending saved even the.
I think that's fair. I mean, because I could have came out and been like, you know, I liked it, but it wasn't the best. But instead, I'm like, I really liked it, and that's probably due to the ending for me.
And literally the very ending too, because it's for the last few seconds we get the big reveal. But and we'll get to that. But I kind of think I had this thought when I was watching it, you know, and then having mentioned I watched the last 4 of the Harry Potters going into this, and Fantastic Beasts, the first one, all directed by David Yates, including this one.
True.
Mm-hmm. I kind of think maybe, and from what I've seen of him, he's a very enthusiastic director, and people love working with him and for him, and he's really into this world. I kind of would like to see them go in another direction,
just because he's done so many
directing wise,
and I think
for the going forward.
The plan is for him to do all 5.
It sounds like it.
I would assume.
I don't know if
the plan is. Well, they just naturally they need to switch it up and bring a fresh set of eyes to it.
I'd like to see a fresh.
I wouldn't mind that, but either way, I'm cool with him doing it too.
Yeah.
I'm not like completely against it, but for me, it's not as extreme or controversial. But is Credence the new Rey? Like we don't know who the hell he is or Rey is, because you can make the argument that I read theories that Grindelwald is manipulating him, and how similar is that to Kylo manipulating Rey?
Right, so
potentially,
just so people know, he's the big spoiler at the end is that he's a Dumbledore. He's Dumbledore's lost brother that no one knows about.
Said by Grindelwald.
Yeah, right. So I'm assuming if he's not actually a Dumbledore, that he's doing that to steer him towards wanting to kill Dumbledore.
To fight him.
Yeah. So for, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys.
Please drop some knowledge on us, Ryan, if you must.
So the reason Dumbledore can't move against
I'm just about to go there.
Okay, so Grindelwald and Dumbledore can't move against each other because they made a blood oath that they cannot move on each other.
They said it was the unbreakable vow.
Unbreakable vow.
But maybe not, though.
No, it is.
Is it?
Well, I mean, clearly if Grindelwald is...
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like, it's not just a word thing. It's like a magical thing.
So we've seen it before.
No, it is, yeah.
Like if they tried to... Something would block them, or they would both die. They would both die, yeah.
So we've seen this before. Yeah. When in the 7th movie with Snape and... Malfoy's mom. Yeah. They make a pact that Snape will protect. Why am I drawing a blank? Draco.
Okay.
There's a whole scene. Yeah. They do the wands. It does a wraparound on their hand. Mm-hmm. If anyone breaks that curse,
death.
It's immediately death.
Both parties die.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Hence why Snape was the one that had to kill Dumbledore in the 6th movie. Oh, maybe it was... No, it was the 7th movie.
It was the 7th
movie. So that was the same thing. So that's why it seems that with Dumbledore being so powerful, he needs to get something as powerful, since he's not the one that can move on him.
They hinted towards, can he destroy it? And he said maybe, or something like that. Yeah.
So that's what they hinted towards at the end with the little locket-looking type thing. I've never heard of a...
I think they're hinting that if they can destroy that, then it'll break that and they can fight. I'm assuming they're going to fight.
That's what it's
well, I think maybe it's because of this vow that he wants Credence to destroy him and not him.
That's the same thing,
that's
right.
No, Grindelwald can't go after Dumbledore either. It goes both ways.
But knowing what happened, obviously, because Grindelwald... First of all, let me just say, Grindelwald, I think... I was watching this, and I felt like this guy could have taken Voldemort. If he was at full... strength. He's more powerful than Voldemort.
Probably.
I think he is. I mean, right? To me, it seemed like he's the most powerful wizard ever.
They're both pretty bad.
But the fact that... Oh, no, they're bad guys. Yeah. But the fact that Dumbledore defeated him...
Yeah.
Dumbledore must... There's something about him.
Did you know this?
He's
Shaw didn't realize that in the 8th movie...
Well, they talk about it, yeah.
You do see Voldemort kill... Grindelwald.
There's a continuity thing I have about that.
Yeah, I knew there was like a flashback, right, of the whole thing, right?
It's not even a flashback. He literally goes to Azkaban and kills Grindelwald for the other one.
No, it's not Azkaban. It's men, whatever it's called. It's the place the castle where he's at.
Oh,
at the end of the movie, that's what it is.
I have no idea.
They imprisoned him there. They didn't.
Yeah, but isn't Grindelwald like not as powerful at that time?
Well, yeah, he's pretty.
Well, he doesn't have the Elder Wand anymore, so he's kind of. And they put him in a.
He doesn't have the Elder Wand, but
I think they put an enchantment on him that he can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's pretty much stuck. Yeah. But they obviously did allude with the whole blood curse being able to be broken maybe by Dumbledore. But back to Credence.
Yeah.
I'm with you that there is a small chance that he could be lying. The only thing that would go against that would be the Phoenix that popped up.
Oh, true. And I want him to be Dumbledore's brother. I think that's...
See, now I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I don't want him to be Dumbledore. Because nowhere is it
ever mentioned that he has a brother?
In anything.
No, he has a brother.
He does, but it's
not.
It's not.
Oh, he has another brother.
Yeah. He has his brother from the other movies that is in the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then he shows up at the end. At the Battle of Hogwarts.
So, with all that, I mean, there is just, to me, there's no need for it. That's why I would much rather it be
I don't know.
That he's lying to him.
The only thing that I have heard that I would totally be fine with is that somehow, some way, the Obscurus that was in his sister is the one that's in Credence, and the Phoenix is coming to the Obscurus, not Credence.
Good call.
Okay.
That's I would be so much happier with something like that.
That makes sense.
That does make sense.
Because there's so many different reasons for him not to be a Dumbledore. I mean, Rita Skeeter published the tell-all at the end of the last couple of books about everything about that destroyed Dumbledore family and all this.
Right.
I mean, you could say that it was a super kept secret that no one knew about, but there's too many loose ends to me for no one to know that there was another Dumbledore. Yeah. It's just...
and for him to have never even mentioned it at all.
Never mentioned it, never nothing.
I mean, if he eventually has to
anything.
kill his lost brother, do you think he's ever going to want to talk about that? Like,
yeah, but someone else would have to know. There's no way that no one else...
The other brother
I think whatever the case is, it'll be revealed. Like, it'll be explained in these next couple movies.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, we might find out he's a fake Dumbledore in the next movie. Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Well, that's part of the issue with a lot of this. That's the problem with prequels in general, is that, there's a lot of, like you said, loose ends and a lot of stuff that, obviously, J.K. Rowling didn't have any of this stuff in mind when she was working on the previous series. Because just the fact alone, well, the way that, I don't want to get too into it, but just the way that Voldemort actually gets to Elder Wand doesn't match up with what I've read.
See,
whatever.
What I'm hearing people say is that, which is funny because I'm curious to see how you guys react to it, is that that she is doing what they said the George Lucas syndrome, where she's trying too hard to connect absolutely every single loose end to everything with the prequels to the actual middle story.
I don't think it's as much though. It's not that bad.
I think
it's not as bad as that. You're right, because she's a writer. And it's her own stuff.
She is scratching that surface hard.
It's getting close,
especially with the boat, the whole boat. Them all.
Well, that's the thing. That's a question I had. If he is Dumbledore's lost little brother, he happened to be on the same boat as Little Lestrange.
They have to explain why he was there. Yeah. Who was sending him?
And who's sending him to America? Grab Dumbledore's little brother, and I mean, unless it's some type of prophecy or something.
It's a lot of connections and coincidences. Just like what a coincidence that all played out in the exact moment.
I had the same question. So I do think that Grindelwald's lying to him. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I don't know, man.
And is manipulating him. So do you guys think this is the darkest Wizarding World film?
Yes, I do.
Because
they killed a baby.
When I don't know what that character's name is, but Grindelwald's sidekick, when she killed that baby. I did not think they were going to kill that baby.
No, me either.
I was like,
I was surprised.
What?
Really?
Obviously off camera, but
I wasn't.
Really?
If they would have I would have been surprised if they would have showed it on camera, but off camera, because they never even showed it. Well, I guess they kind of did.
I was just like, wow.
Died,
Harry's
like, we didn't
attack one.
Never mind. I was going to mention another movie would have been a spoiler for another film, but I think you know what I'm talking about from a horror movie earlier this year. But anyways, I was just like, damn. Like, I kind of made me feel uneasy. I was like,
me too.
Wow,
man.
They just showed that, and it's like there's so many kids watching this movie. I was like, Wow.
That's why I was having a thought.
I mean, not as dark, I guess, but he just like kills so many damn people at the end of that movie.
Yeah. And he, you know what he reminds me of?
Which I'm not surprised of.
This whole thing, he reminds me of Magneto in his approach to.
So
I'm getting the
only for pure blood.
I'm getting the he's the Professor X.
That's actually
Magneto.
a very good way. Yes,
their dynamic.
So there's only wants purebloods, right?
No, he wants.
That's Voldemort.
He believes that the wizards are the superior beings to humans.
So why were some when they walked through that fire getting burned? I thought that
curse.
Oh,
yeah.
But who? What's decides who gets burned or not? Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was a pure
controlling it.
It was
pure
like
blood.
It was like his defense.
Yeah.
Like just a.
But like
fire.
his own dude, the guy he was like had a problem with earlier.
He hinted he was gonna.
Yeah,
kill
exactly.
It.
But I thought it was maybe it's someone who's not 100% at heart on his side or something like that. I don't know.
Purely anyone that came through that because no one else that didn't die got touched by it.
Well, and the people he told right before he did it, he told everyone to ask. What do you call it? What do you call it when you leave? You can vanish.
Yeah,
he told them to do that and go off into the world. And,
I'm sure it was a curse that was along the lines of if you believe in him, you can make it through.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe.
for me,
maybe,
I was a little bit worried that Johnny Depp was going to go all cuckoo and crazy with his performance, and he didn't.
I thought he was
good. Damn, especially that ending scene, the way he was saying how he doesn't hate no-mages and how he just thinks that magics are superior.
I like that they made
his performance was great.
Yeah, I like that they made him. His acting comes from his talking. His talking is what is really making he's like the smooth talker guy. That is what.
Well, and the thing is, I totally understand why some wizards would be on his side. Is the thing?
Yes, that's the thing I was going to mention.
We see that
it's like
Queenie is
here's the
enticed
okay.
by
That's the thing. That's the thing that got me. I could not believe
that was sad.
That Queenie went that way, and I thought it was one of the best parts of the movie to me that she switched sides and like you could potentially see maybe she fights her sister for the movie. I think eventually she'll realize that she's on the wrong side.
Yeah,
I think that'll happen. But that was big.
Well, because she's one of the favorite characters from the first movie,
and she's her and Jacob thing, and like their relationship, and then like how heartbreaking that is to see her go that side and him have, and like I love that they keep that character around because he almost has no practical use for
really
them. But the thing is that Newt and Queenie and the other girl, they care about him.
They love him.
Yeah.
And he loves them.
And I love, there's always the thing where like, he's kind of our perspective is he's just a regular human seeing all of this.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I actually really appreciate his character.
That's one of the negatives I had is that there wasn't enough of the four of them. I don't think they all worked together at all. Tina was, right, exactly.
But I think that's okay. I think we'll see it more.
I really like all four of them.
Her being so little used was, I think, one of the most surprising things to me. Yeah. She was barely touched on. She was in it for maybe probably like 45 minutes.
And for me, do you guys like the Newt, how awkward he is? Do you think it's too heavy? I feel that a little bit.
Eddie Redmayne's character choices.
I love Eddie Redmayne as an actor,
but I mean his character choices.
That was my biggest gripe.
I think it's a little too heavy.
See, now I'm the complete opposite as you. I thought it was way too much in the first one and just enough in this one.
Wow, see, I'm opposite of you. I
think it's too much in this one.
I think the first one was endearing, and this one is like, okay, dude, look at someone in the face and talk to them.
The first one, to me, that almost is what killed the movie for me.
Okay.
Really?
I found him very annoying and very overdone in the first one, and this one I felt like he did just enough to where it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like it's not a huge problem for me, but I'm just like they need to tone it down a little bit, bring it back one step for me. But one of my I talked about how the slowness of the middle, but one other thing for me is like it did kind of feel like too much of a setup film for me, and you kind of referenced this with Iron Man 2. I wish this movie in its own self was a contained film, and I did not feel that.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a definitive end to this movie.
I agree.
It was straight up cliffhanger. No pun intended. He blows off a cliff.
Yeah.
But
it just felt like part 2 of 5.
It did not feel like a self-contained movie. I enjoyed it while it was on screen. I really enjoyed the movie. Yeah. But it did not have a definitive end for me.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, me too.
I agree with Keith how it said it felt like part 2
and that's 5. What for me, I mean, and we don't really give scores to movies anymore, but for me that's a difference between a 7.5 and an 8.5. I'm more on the 7.5 area as opposed to if this movie had felt like its own film. You can't just watch this movie.
No.
And that's it.
You have no idea.
Like, you could just watch a Fantastic Beasts movie and never the first one and never see a Harry Potter film, but you can't just watch this movie on its own. And for me, that's somewhat of a flaw, but for me, I still really enjoy it. I think it's really good movie, and I'm so excited going forward. And the best parts to me were just the nuggets of the lore and going back to Hogwarts and the flashbacks and
the Lita Lestrange backstory was great. I loved that, and I love that the other wizard from
half brother.
Where was he from? I forgot. Shoot.
The half brother.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I can't remember, but he's from Africa.
Yeah.
But and the fact that her father had an affair with his mom,
and we got a young Professor McGonagall.
McGonagall.
That's a whole other thing. She should not be in that.
Yes, right.
Really?
Because I read she was born in 1935.
At the time of when this took place, she should only be 8 years old.
If
that's why people are saying that.
Yeah, that's what I read.
That's the biggest gripe.
That's one of the continuity things I was talking about.
What if?
Because she was
what
there.
If that's her mom.
She was there.
That's what people were.
They never said it was her.
No, they said Miss McGonagall.
I think it's her mom. That would make sense.
Yeah. We don't know.
See, that's why I'm glad you're here, Brian, because you know that stuff.
Yeah, good.
I bet you it's her mom. They're not that naive. Like
she's not that stupid to where she would make
J.K.
Rowling would make that type.
I guarantee you it's her mom.
Good call.
So I don't know, but back to what Keith said really quick. We only have a couple more minutes. Is that I was really, again, hard spoiler, pissed off that they killed off Lita Lestrange.
I know.
She's was great. Such a big, like, holy crap, Lestrange is coming to Harry Potter other than Bellatrix.
Right.
And she lasted half a movie. She was hyped in the first one just by the picture. People lost their mind. She was in half this.
She was barely in half.
And she's such a big part of Newt and his brother, like that whole story.
Loved his brother.
I like his brother's
too, right?
And I love them. I want to see them together more.
Me too.
Like, I thought they were going to be in this movie together, like battling Grindelwald.
Yeah.
But I want to see that going forward.
I think that out of this, my biggest gripe was the fact that Lita Lestrange only lasted one.
That will be mine as well.
For Newt and his brother thing, like, I love that moment when Newt hugged him at the end and he said, "I've chosen my side." I was like, oh, that's awesome.
You know how she said right before she died, she said, "I love you,"
but she didn't.
We don't know which one.
Looked.
Yeah, we don't know which one she was talking to.
I love that.
Yeah, I kind of think it was Newt personally.
So do I.
It could have been.
She was kind of looking towards him. They didn't really show us.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably loves both of them.
She does.
Honestly. Like, cares about them both a lot.
Yeah.
But we saw her looking at the desk and crying about, reminiscing about him anyway. So let's wrap this up, guys. So what are your overall thoughts on this film? Like, do you like it? I know we don't have to compare it to the first one, but just like it gives you a sense of how you feel about it. Just overall, what are your final thoughts on?
Well, overall, like I said, and a real quick thing I just want to say, because we didn't necessarily mention it, but I love Jude Law as Dumbledore.
Oh, yes. He was fantastic.
I mean, the thing is, like, I feel like we didn't mention it because we already know it's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, he's great.
There was one moment at the very beginning when he first showed up, I was like, well, it's Jude Law. But after that, once he started talking and getting into character, I was like, okay, he's totally Dumbledore.
I thought
down
he was great from day one.
No, me too. I thought this was great call.
I love Jude Law. He's so underrated.
He's awesome. So really enjoyed him. Not as much of him as I would have wanted as well.
He'll be in it more.
But he'll be.
I was fine with that.
It's getting better. Yeah, he'll be. Yeah, but they'll pick that up. But no, overall, like I said, I borderline. I want to say I think I do love this movie. At worst, I really, really like it. I'll just say that. I really enjoyed it. I love the lore. I'm new in this world.
I'm gonna go watch it again.
I'm seeing it again Tuesday.
Definitely need to see it again.
I'm gonna see it
and
probably 2 more times.
See, like, Voldemort stake thing. Like, there's things I don't even know, and I think
we'll go together and I'll explain.
I'm down to go. Let's go watch it.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again, but as of right now, I really like it, and I think it's a great addition. It gets me more excited for the next one. I just wish it would have felt more like its own film,
more
in
contained.
my opinion.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. It's on that borderline of like and love. I'm curious to see how a lot of people. I know a lot of the diehards like myself are having a problem with the timeline, but if you can honestly just take it for what it is, it's a good movie. It's entertaining. It sets up a lot. I think once the whole entire series is complete, we're gonna appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah, for sure.
But
absolutely,
because we'll know like what the hell is going on and what they were trying to get at. But I liked it. I want to see it again.
Beasts, sorry, Newt, and
more. I like all the creatures.
More wizard battles, like head-on wizard battles. That's what I wanted. No, I like the Beast. I thought that big, huge cat thing was awesome.
Yeah.
They barely. I thought they didn't use them that much, which is fine.
You're right.
There's only like 3 or 4.
The little nifflers.
But I don't know, like...
God,
I love those things.
The cats. I don't know about the cats. I don't know. But anyways, that's going to wrap up our review, our spoiler discussion of Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Thank you for joining me, guys. Brian, I already knew you were a big fan, but this just made me realize how big of a fan you are and how much you know.
This is my
because
one,
now I have someone to go to when I have questions, which is awesome. And I'm actually audiobooking the book, so we'll see how that goes. I'm Jacob Bartley, Keith Barnes, Brian Alessino. Thank you guys for listening. Let us know in the comment section what you guys thought. What are your thoughts on this movie? Did you love it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are your problems with it? We really want to know. What are your predictions going forward? Do you feel like it was its own film in its own right? Thank you for listening. And also subscribe to Apocalypse Movies if you like all things film. We also do a Star Wars podcast. We might talk some more about Harry Potter, man. If there was more stuff going on in this world, it deserves a podcast on its own.
Look to the website. There's going to be some stuff.
We know Brian's our guy. Yeah. Thanks again. Hear from you guys next time.